What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And this is a great Monday. Jimmy will be in shortly. Put him in the screen very soon. It's great Monday, y'all. How was your weekend? I know we got a lot of stuff going on, and I just don't know where to start. But I know where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with my starting five. The starting five is the people that we so affectionately call the starting five because they are the first five people that sign up to the Facebook and the YouTube feed. And guess what, y'all? Facebook got a clean sweep today. Wow. Rod Wells, Sonia Billingsley, Chris Charles, Rick Brown, and Todd Byerly. Gosh, all of them with Facebook. And my sixth man is Daryl Anderson. What? YouTube, what's up, man? What? Wow, YouTube gonna get y'all tomorrow. I got a feeling YouTube gonna get y'all tomorrow. But it's a great, and I just want to start it, man. Let me see. I saw Troy Callahan name pop up. Later, what's up, man? I haven't seen you. There go Tim Jackson. Let me talk to my people. Just humor me a minute. There's Scholar Athletes. There's Derek Johnson all the way from over the water. I mean, oh my God. Oh yeah, y'all in the building now. What's up, everybody? Legacy Duncanville was the best played and coached game I've seen since Duncanville beat Klein Forest in the state championship. Okay, first time I've heard that. First time. I'm glad you think that way. First time I've heard that. So let's talk, because some people have different opinions. Because I've been hearing. I didn't go to no games this weekend, but hey, I want to hear where y'all, who went to the games and tell me what happened over the weekend. Let me know. Quit hating on you. No, King Sticks. No, I said I want YouTube to wrap it up, man. How the YouTube doesn't show up until. Oh, okay. Oh, y'all leave. Okay, I see what you're talking about. My bad. But and then Junior balled out. His daddy, Kenneth Lofton Sr., he's always an avid supporter. Man, Junior, man. I tried. I kind of said it a couple of weeks ago. His game is just so different. And he looked like, I didn't want to start there, but Junior looked, because I know Jimmy going to mention it again, Junior looked like the upperclassman. The way he was getting it done. But I think that was great about Junior. Let me tell you something, but before I go any further, let's get some business out of the way. Hey, Georgia, all your friends in Georgia, Karen Roach, Sonia Billings, this is the last day to register to vote in Georgia. I was thinking about Ray Charles, Georgia on my mind. Georgia is on my mind today. After that debate this weekend, Georgia is on my mind, y'all. It's the last day to register to vote for the special election at January 5th. Remember, December the 7th is the deadline. That's the day. Early voting start December the 14th. So tell your friends. Everybody got a friend in Georgia. Believe you me, I've been bugging my friend. They told me, man, why don't you come down there? Man, I'm planning on a trip down there. We need your vote. They need your vote. Don't put it in the hands of fate. So guess what, y'all? I saw a little bit of the debate between Reverend Warnock and Kelly Lofton. And he said something, it got to me, and it's ringing to me this morning. Mindy, he said, she didn't just lie on me, she lied on Jesus. The man said that in a debate. I've never heard that in a debate, Mindy. But let me tell y'all something. I've been looking up Reverend Warnock, and he is the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, Martin Luther King's old church. What's so unique about him? I thought about him. I said the American people would be blessed to have him in the Senate. We need somebody like that in the Senate. And y'all, if anybody saw anybody else, okay, she would. But did y'all hear the buzzword? She sounded like Kelly Lofton. Sounded like she worked for Fox News. Hold up, these Kelly Lofton's words. I wrote them down, y'all. Okay? Check this out. She kept saying radical left, liberal agenda, socialism, Marxism. She doesn't seem to respond to the. She didn't respond to the questions that was asked. She used these things. She was using them incorrectly. So my thing was, I think she needed to go get a dictionary before she. And you know, when people tell her these these buzzwords to say. No, I'm just telling. It was cute. I'm just telling you what she was using. Darryl Barnes. I don't know if you saw it. This my. I know you like to interject, but this is my soliloquy right here. But you know what? And then I thought about my athletes. You know, thought about my young black American athletes who played a significant role in the presidential election, and athletes using their social media and their visibility and help promote a record turnout by appealing to their young demographic, man. I just shout out to those young men, and I had to get that housekeeping out the way, man, because I wanted to share it with y'all. I got a lot of grassroots. I got some grassroots stuff. Have we got enough grassroots parents? Hold up, let me share the show right now. Could y'all humor me a minute? I got to share the show to a lot of different platforms. So humor me for a minute, because let me tell y'all something. And let me give a special thanks, and y'all tell them later in case I don't come back on the show. The guys might not come back on, but let them guys know to the guy who Forever Films. I want to thank him, Forever Films, Ball So Hard, Jeffrey Day. I want to thank those gentlemen, and even Marcus Sloan, man. I want to thank Marcus Sloan. You know why? Because I didn't go to the games this weekend. I didn't go to the Legacy basketball games, you know, because I'm not trying to be around a lot of people. But, you know, I didn't go, and I was not going to get it on live stream. And what I did, somebody helped me. Marcus Sloan was given a play-by-play on his Twitter. And somebody helped me to it. And it was unique. And because I didn't know what was going on. You know, I was looking at Twitter, but Twitter was, behind. But he gave a play-by-play. And unique Dallas came down here, not Dallas, Duncanville. I mean, what y'all think about Duncanville? Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. It's a testament to some. I just like being to say I know those guys. I changed my mind. Rick Wilmore said, you thought I was gonna order. I got a hazmat suit. Matter of fact, they sent me two, Rick. But Rick, I'm not going. And Rick, I got to really feel it before I go in a high school basketball game right now. You know, see, y'all got kids, and y'all that and Jimmy, that's his business. That's not my business. So but guess what? Thank God I got a chance to see some of the video. I had a play-by-play by Sloan. I saw the videos from Ball So Hard and Forever Film. So if these guys, tell those guys I said thank you. What's up, Barry McDonald? We need to galvanize ourselves to make Harris County a Democratic powerhouse. I love that, Karen Roach. Karen Roach, you know I'm trying to find the right team, and let's get together so we can be a part of the political process. But Karen Roach, I mean, I think I still got your number, man. We're going to get together on that one. But what did y'all think about this weekend? Who went to the game? Tell me who went to the game. Then Yates played. You know, the George Floyd Classic this weekend. So Yates played. Yates didn't fare so well playing. And I didn't realize that that Greg Wise did not coach the team this time. I didn't know that. Like I said, I did not watch him. So tell me who went to some high school I know Darryl Barnes. Darryl Barnes, did you go to the game? Wesley Yates, what's up? Did you go to the game? Coach Peavy let Ron Rayner draw up one of those out of overtime plays. Wow. Kim, were you at the game? Let me know who was at the game. Ain't nobody telling me. Who was at the game? Or who watched it on yeah, Rod Wells. But Rod Wells, I know you paid to see how Tower played Yipsy Prep, but guess what? It's gonna be a good game. But Rod Wells, if you go to that website, Rod Wells, if you're not satisfied, go to that. I think somebody told me that Hoops, whatever, Hoop Fest website, and DM them. Now email DM them, and they'll show you how to get your money back and get your money. And you can resolve that matter with them. Little Johnny got busy. What did Little Johnny do? Y'all got to tell me. Tell me what did Johnny do? I did not look at nothing about the Yates game. Since it was a big blowout, I just didn't look at and see who scored what. But did y'all enjoy? How was the atmosphere? How was the atmosphere? That's what I wanted to know. Because, in this COVID climate, how was the atmosphere? We got a lot of college games. Y'all see, man, I was at home on Saturday sitting around waiting for the Baylor game because I wanted to see LJ play Gonzaga. And now Gonzaga done shut their program down to the, I think the 14th of December. Money Mookie was getting buckets this weekend. Okay. Money Mook. Wait a minute. Hold on. Money Mike. Okay, Money Mike. What was little Mike? Wait a minute. Where was Money Mike playing basketball? Y'all stop. Let's stop the presses. Where was Money Mike playing basketball at Walter Yates? And I missed it. I wasn't going to come, but where? Yes, I did. I watched it. Well, we can talk about it. I watched Junior Lofton. I'm so proud of that kid, man. Man, you know what? I'm really so proud of all our kids, man. I'm proud of Tremont Marks. Let me tell y'all something. That U of H a school, man, down there on Calhoun, y'all, in Scott Street. Man, that man got some, I know it's hard work, but it's an aura that going on down in that area. That is just Coach Sampson, man. Him and his son, the number 1 and the number 2 man was out COVID protocol. And Quantus White, I didn't know Quantus White was the guy who was going to get, I didn't even think about it. But that young man, thank you, Joe Baldridge, but that young man, Quantus White, he came in and called a timeout, during halftime. He came in and called a timeout 72 seconds into the second half. Usually you want to save those timeouts. And evidently what he told him at halftime didn't work. And Coach Sampson told him at halftime. But man, just tell me, aren't you so proud of our young men who came? I watched play in high school. I watched them guys play in high school, man. And now these young guys, man, and a lot of y'all saw these kids play in Little League. In Junebug, like Money Mike. We seeing Money Mike now. Money Mike gonna be in that position. He gonna have to just choose whichever one he like. Cause Walter Yates, Wesley Yates. Money Mike is also a great football player, and he's a track star. So he's just a well-rounded little athlete, man. And I've been talking about this show ever since I met him and met him. And Mike Collins, I think that was his last name. Mike, I hope I got the right name. But Mike, he was a little kid that I met a few years back. Him and his best friend, they were at the EYBL. And EYBL was for the big boys. But these two young guys were in there watching the game. They were in there eating. And I came in and I ate and I heard them talking. And I said, what y'all doing here? We came to watch some ballers, And I said, do they play? I asked him. He said, yeah, we play. This Jaden and Michael. He said, they call me Money Mike. And I said, why they call you Money Mike? He said, because my jump shot is money. Y'all got to realize he was this big. But these two young men had such a great knowledge of the basketball game. They were going to, they tell me they went to the restroom, and when they were walking out of the restroom, Coach K, they met Coach K. They took a picture with him. Then they did. I mean, these little guys was taking full advantage of this basketball experience. Most young guys wouldn't have the chance to be around Coach K and all these guys. These little guys are, and I fell in love with them, and ever since I've been watching his career, and great young men, and that's and that what attracted to me to them. They were great young men. Just they had conversations about basketball. So what else we got? Saver doing well. Tremont, Stretch, Greg Brown is a monster, man. Our young kids, man, I think I can go to a break in a minute. Yeah. Our young kids, they are equipped and ready to to get this thing done, man. And I am so proud of them. But I want to know, I want to get your basketball, high school basketball story this weekend. And Doc Nelson played. What team does Doc Nelson play for? Before I go to the break, what team did Doc Nelson play for? Yes, man. Hey, Kenneth Lofton, what's up, man? Man, that boy made me so proud last night. I'm sitting here watching the game, and I was flipping channels, and I said, wow. And it's going to be hard to keep him out of the starting lineup. It's going to be hard. I mean, and when I get back, I got some college stuff. As soon as I come back for a break, because I got to take a break, I got some college stuff I want to share with y'all. And Chop Shop will be back in just a moment. Let me get Jimmy in there. Let me give us a commercial, and here we go.
Jack Tuttle, he stepped up, played really well. But this football team responded.
Your recruits, come play for this man, best coach in America.
Yeah, I just love this football team.
Hey,
yeah, baby.
Right here. Best coach in the nation right here, man. Let's go. Coach right here. Go
Love you, Coach. The team. Man, it's a special group. It's a special group. Doing special things together.
This team is based on LEO, love each other. This is love like I haven't seen, Coach.
Jack Tuttle.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, as promised, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Did y'all see? Those are coaching goals. Did y'all see the Indiana coach? I think it's Tom Allen. I think that's his name, Jimmy. Coach Tom Allen. I've never seen what they said. They love each other, man. I mean, I've never seen coaches. Corey, I know you're a coach. Those are coaching goals, to have your kids just love on you like that, man. That's unbelievable. I'll play that over and over and over again. And Jimmy, while I was there, I was trying to wait on you to get here. I wanted to see where everybody was this weekend. I wanted to see who was there live. I wanted to see this college basketball was unbelievable this weekend. But y'all, let me tell you something. Be prepared. We're going to have some more of these cancellations. So I had to get my mind right because, Jimmy, I missed I was going to go play golf again on Saturday. I'm sitting there just waiting for LJ and them to play Baylor to play Gonzaga, and messed up. I went and played anyway. I sit there and said, wow. I could not believe that this, but be prepared. You know, when you parents, you're going out of town. I know Ruben is playing good. Jimmy, all our guys, I didn't mention his name, but all of our guys playing good, man. So what you got, man? I know it was a great weekend. Yeah. What you got going out there? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, kick it off with college basketball. I'm waiting on Doug Jones to supply his first installment of the updates from what various freshmen around the country is doing. And so I want to steal Doug's thunder. I think he should have that. He should have that this week because he always waits till they get about 4 or 5 games under their belt. But I think as I logged in, I think somebody in the boom boom room, or I don't know if you mentioned it about Kenneth Lofton Jr.
Oh my God!
Performance over at LSU against LSU. You understand? LSU put the hammer to Louisiana Tech, as you would expect. But remember, if you're going to get, I say it all the time, if you're going to get your head beat in,
get your money, then
you need to get paid in the process. Have something to show for getting your head beat in. And Junior had, I think, a stat line of like 16 and 11, if I'm not mistaken.
17 and 12. 17 and 12. That's close.
And in about 25 minutes.
Yes.
Coming off the bench. And sometimes, so what that does is, here's what that does. And what it does is it gives you an opportunity to open the door for you to possibly play the next game. You know, like, understand, that's one of the pros and cons about playing those types of schedules for a lot of the mid-level teams playing some of the high-level teams or Power Fives, as LSU is. Well, that's an in-state game that helps, in case you didn't know, it helps Louisiana Tech economically. That's what that does. In other words,
it still helped them, Jimmy, even if the fans wasn't there, even if the revenue wasn't generated.
Yeah, it's still
they get the same amount of money, huh?
They just don't get as much.
Okay.
As normally as you would normally give for those guaranteed games. Okay. But they still get a check, and I haven't confirmed how much they still probably got at least 35,000 from LSU. Okay. At least.
Okay.
And once again, I'm trying to pull it up for you guys.
I got something for you, Jimmy. I wanted to add. I'm gonna show you something I found out. Kenneth Lofton, I don't know if you know this or not, but you know I'm gonna pull up something. I don't know who this is. These not my words, somebody else's. Okay. They said the freshmen who have recorded double-doubles in back-to-back games in the last 30 years. I'm going to repeat it. Freshmen who have recorded double-doubles in back-to-back games in the last 30 years. It ain't but 2 of them. Paul Millsap and Kenneth Lofton Jr. That's the list. That's
From
the
same
list.
college?
Huh?
Hold on. Is that a list from Louisiana Tech freshman or in the United
They
States?
said, hold up. Freshmen. So all I saw, freshmen who have recorded
thinking Louisiana
double-doubles
Tech stat.
and back in the last 30 years. We ain't talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He used to average it. In the last 30 years. Freshmen. They just said freshmen.
Well, I'm thinking that's probably a Louisiana Tech stat because we've had freshmen out there that's average double-double.
Okay.
Even so. He on
that list.
That is some
at Louisiana Tech.
company.
At Louisiana Tech, Jimmy. It's at Louisiana. Thank you, y'all.
That is some hell of a company.
Oh my goodness. But Jimmy, when he first came in, Jimmy, I don't know if a lot of people thought he was going to play. I heard some people talking about he was going to redshirt. There's some people were telling me that. Hey, let me tell you something. All eggs don't hatch on the same day. That's all I can say.
Hey, man, and he's putting it in. And what's reminding me of a story a while back. Sure, if you look at Kenneth Lofton, guys, Junior, that is, he chooses to wear those shorts and tight like that. I've heard.
He look nice in his tights. You all right?
Get what though? Get what? For every big boned man, there's a big boned woman, and a big boned some of them big boned girls like to see Kenneth Lofton run around in them shorts in them tights like that. There.
But Jimmy, did you see how you didn't see the game? Did you, Jimmy?
No.
You had to see how intense he was. Jimmy, he was so intense. I said, I promise you, Jimmy, y'all got to realize my favorite moment from Kenneth Lofton Jr. is at the EYBL. Jimmy, he played that first game and he struggled. And coach put him on the bench. He had his hair all crazy, right? Man, he went and did something to that hair and whooped that hair back right. I don't know what he did to it. The next day, oh my goodness. I said, what? I was sitting around them college coaches, Jimmy, and they were saying, what the heck? He was going to work on all of these guys, them 5 stars and all these stars and stripes and all of that. He was tearing them a new butthole. But I see you got something on the screen. You want to put that up?
And I want to go. And this is an opportunity for a lot of the people, a lot of the parents out there. So you can. This is early in the season, and on the Chop Shop, we want to do more of this for you guys. And that is, as you see right here, this is the box score from the Louisiana Tech LSU game. Let's focus right now. First of all, when you look, you always check out the final score. That's a 31-point spread. So normally what happens in a 31-point spread, meaning that's an opportunity for everybody to play on both sides of the ball. Now that's a ray of shining light out of it. If you're a parent, you done drove to the game, 30-point spread, that means coach is going to clear their bench. Probably this early in a non-conference game. So here's what happens. This is what you look at. In a 30-point game, Louisiana Tech played 3 guys off of their bench. Crawford, Lofton, and Bass over 10 minutes. So that means even in a 30-point loss, Thomas, Elder, Armstead, Hunter, I'm sorry, I mentioned Christian played 26 minutes down here at the bottom. Played 4 off the bench that played 10 minutes or more. That means these 4 guys, it had to be a 50-point spread before they touch the court, really. Probably walk-ons. Probably. I don't know. I'm just saying, and Mr. Lofton is watching the stream right now. He probably can justify which of those 4 guys are on scholarship. That's what I want to know. I don't care about the walk-ons. Between Thomas, Elder, Armstead, and Hunter, which one is on scholarship? Now, let's move on how you can check this thing out. 25 minutes Lofton Jr. played off the bench. Took 8 shots, hit 6 of them. Safe to say, most of those 8 was probably near the rim. That's what he does. He going to get up in there, put that high butt up in your chest and get right with it. Now, I'm disappointed in the 5 for 10 free throws. This means he could have had over 20 points. He missed 5 free throws.
Well, if he'd have just hit 2 more, Jimmy, I'd take 70%. Yeah, I'd take the 19.
Well, exactly. So that means he has room. Coach probably gonna have him shooting free throws with his eyes closed all day because it's still room. It's room to go because in money games you're gonna need that 6 rebound. 6 on the offensive glass.
Yes.
So normally we know Junior. That's what his dad affectionately calls him, Kenneth Lofton Jr. He'd get that ball, put it up, get his own rebound because he's quick off the ground.
That's what he was doing.
Back in.
Get what they called him? They called him Moses Malone.
What?
They called him Moses Malone last night. They said that's how Moses used to get all his rebound. He throw it up there, know he gonna miss, and just go get it again.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. Now the thing is, let's look at LSU.
Okay,
right? A Power 5 school.
Okay,
same type of situation, guys. In that 31-point spread, right? You only had 4 guys that played double-digit minutes. Sharif O'Neal, that's Shaquille O'Neal's son, played 19. You had Gaines, Manning, and Cook. Right? That's it. So that means between Gray, Penn Johnson, Edwards, Hyatt, which of those guys are on scholarship? Because if one of those guys on scholarship against Louisiana Tech, and you couldn't scratch more than 5 minutes off the bench, 6 minutes off the bench. Know what happens now? College coaches are looking at this stuff, and this is how they are already lining up who's probably going to dive into the transfer portal.
Boy, you make me sick with this. This is a terrible world.
That's what they're doing, man. I'm telling you, college coaches.
I believe you.
I get text messages every other day from various coaches was saying, hey man, is so-and-so all right over there? And I'm like, what the hell? And now I know what they mean now. At first, I what the hell you talking about? What you mean? Man, he only played 5 minutes last night. I know I know, and that stuff is really part of life.
But
really
Jimmy, I know, but I just, me personally, I'm just a stick it out guy. I'm a stick it out guy. I'm just a stick it out guy. Are we finished with this?
Yeah, we finished with that. We finished with that. I just wanted to show you guys about by looking at that. The minutes is the most important statistic for that parent is those minutes. And that's rightfully so. So this is how you can tell certain programs before they even recruit you, before you even engage into and receive the recruitment process from a potential school. You can study the substitution patterns, and you'll be able to tell how many players they play. How many players they play. And you really, and I'm gonna in a few seconds. I had one that I found specifically, and it's a guy that's been on the Chop Shop several times, and it's not a Division I school, right? It's not a Division I school, but I'm gonna show you something. They got their heads beat in. Not as bad as LSU and Tech, but watch this right here. Watch this right here. And this guy right here. This
you want that on the screen?
You can put it on there now.
All right.
Look at this right here. LSU Alexandria lost to SFA. SFA, they are perennial top of the food chart in the Southland Conference. Okay. They are champions. And 97-79. LSU Alexandria, that's little Larry Cordero, right?
Okay.
So in this game, a 18-point loss. Not bad. Remember now, look right here. Right here. LSU Alexandria was winning at the half. They're winning at the half, Hal.
I see.
Now, let's look at these minutes. Minutes. Look at the difference now.
Everybody played.
You see? Larry Cordero. And this is not an infomercial for him. Just letting you know right now. If you go to that program, you're the 10th man. You got a chance to play 15 minutes a game. See, this is, but you got to study it the next time. And study it the next time. Keep paying attention. These are important things, elements that you can get from paying attention to the box score. This is nice. If I had a son and he on the road playing, he was a freshman, sophomore in college, and I'm looking down, he getting a chance to play against the Southland Conference champs 2 of the past 3 years. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm happy he played 15 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes in this game. Now, while we on this thing, give a shout out to Calvin Solomon, former Klein Forest High School star, 14 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists in the win.
Gotcha.
But anyway, we can go on up out of that. I wanted to show people how the patterns of substitution is meaningful if you know how. Once you know how to cipher a box score. Once you know how to cipher one of these box scores, it's good stuff, guys. Good stuff. And
Jimmy, what about our guys across the street from your old school? What about them?
Oh, man. University of Houston. How about
remember 8th ranked team? By the way, 8th ranked team in the country right now.
Yes, they have went up in the rankings, and of course U of H is now number 7 in the country on the AP.
Okay.
Number 8 on
it's
the
college
coaches poll.
Yeah.
So 8, you know how rankings go. You always take the poll that has.
Well, we 7. We 7 then.
Your person ranked the highest.
I didn't see the 7.
Yeah, 7. And I will. And one thing about this little share screen thing is kind of cool because we have. Let me see. Let me see, Alan.
And the unique thing that you can go and fix it. Unique thing I saw last night, and I love it. It was a defensive mishap up under the bucket, and Quentin Grimes got on Tremont Marks, and Tremont Marks just looked at him and said, and kept on going. Man, I love that exchange, Jimmy. What
did he say to him?
You can tell what he said. I wasn't at the game, but it was a defensive mix-up, and Tremont Marks should have been there, and Quentin Grimes got in his butt, said something twice, and all that Tremont did, Tremont just said, "All right." He didn't say nothing. He just said, "Okay, you're right. Let's go." And let me tell you something. Go Cougs, man. I'm loving this team, and Quentin Grimes is becoming a leader. And I had to, because we always talking about what he don't do, but what he did for Tremont the other night, it was amazing to me. And I don't know if nobody else saw it, but I love that. What you got? You want me to put on the screen?
Now we got right now. I'm gonna share with you guys. Of course, this is the fresh out about an hour ago. The updated poll from both polls are on the screen at the same time, and that is the Associated Press, which you see it right at AP, and the coaches poll. Coaches poll is a collection of college coaches from around the country. They vote on their top 25 teams. The AP poll is a collection of the members of the press from around this. That's why they call it Associated Press, AP, from around the country. Who votes on their top 25. Of course, Gonzaga and Baylor remains 1 and 2, but I like how that gap is shrinking. And it's one, as far as these are the amount of votes.
First place votes.
Collectively, each team got.
Yeah.
And now let's get down. U of H is number 7.
Right.
Gave Baylor their props. They're number 2. U of H is number 7. How about this? Come on down to number 14, Texas.
Okay. Yep.
Even with the loss to North Carolina, Texas still is number.
No. The loss to Villanova. They beat North Carolina.
I said North Carolina. They lost to Villanova yesterday. And Villanova jumps up to number 9, but in number 17 is Texas Tech.
Yes.
So that means the state of Texas has 4 universities.
Wow. In the
ranked
top 20.
In the top
20. No. In the top 17. Really? Technically. Hey, don't mess with Texas.
That's 4.
Y'all see why I moved here. I know what I was doing.
You guys know that. Guys, let that soak in. Sometimes we get too unsatisfied. Well, no, you don't necessarily have to be satisfied with that.
Yeah.
But appreciative. That's why the word I'm reaching for. Unappreciative of the abundance of talent and how the schools are looking. Remember, it was just a year or so ago where they were mocking the state of Texas for not having anybody ranked in the top 25. Now 4. Remember, that's why I tell people, just pay attention. This stuff goes in peaks and valleys, man. It goes in peaks and valleys.
Right.
You let some people make you believe. Some people will make you believe that there ain't no talent. And the thing about it, every one of those teams has a player in the starting lineup from the state of Texas. Every one of those teams have multiple players from the state of Texas in the rotation. So that's, as long as you're doing that and you're winning, that's the recipe for success. One recipe for success in among the college ranks. And this is the highest level of collegiate basketball. Know what that means? That means every time these guys play. Didn't they make rules? Didn't they make amendments for the college scouts? Aren't they able to go now to some of those?
I haven't even caught up with it. I ain't talked to no scouts, so I haven't. I've been worried about the NBA and these new protocols they got, man. Oh my God, boy, Jimmy, load management. Load management is not gonna be load, man. It gonna cost your ass to load management per game every time you load, man. But we'll talk about that later. I just wanted to share that with you.
We up at the break now. We come on back, and of course we got more stuff to talk with you about. We got breaking news from the NCAA in regards to Louisville. NCAA has sent a response out to Louisville's to their I guess report about the scandal that went down back when Rick Pitino was there. We got some NBA news, as Hal just said. The NBA schedules were released since we last were on the air. We'll dive into some of those games to see, as well as the protocol with the NBA and a lot of things that the NBA that's within the rules that isn't necessarily written, but what a lot of teams are doing and requesting.
And Jimmy, they ain't gonna test you for weed this year. You can smoke till you choke. But Chop Shop.
And guess what? Know what that means? Right. That means Gerald Green gonna make the Rockets. That's what that means. So anyway, Chop Shop. We'll be right back in a minute. That's
I was thinking about focus. Because I think it's something that we want you to have. It's something that is really good if you have as a player, if you have as a team. And what exactly focus is. And focus is like the bridge between explanation and application. That's what focus is. So like I explain something to you, and then the bridge between me explaining it to you and you being able to apply it, that's focus. And so shoot around is we give you an explanation of what we're going to do, of why we're going to do it, and then the bridge between now and the game where you have to apply it, like that's your focus. And you have to have that every day, and you have to have that in the game, because we got to be able to explain something to you at a timeout and then know that you're going to apply it when you come out in the game. And so when I say to you, hey, where's your focus? Are you focused? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Can you take something that we're teaching you, and then can you apply it to the game? And if you become a team that's good at that, then you become a team that's really hard to play against, okay?
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, and just Jimmy. That segment, we got to always talk about the Cox Prater Law Firm. These all lawyers, anytime you get in an accident, put this number on your freezer, and I'm going to have it to you. It's going to scroll. You can go to www.coxpraterlaw.com, 713-752-2300, or www.bigcityaccidents.com. And Jimmy, guess what? Jimmy, what about Jimmy, what about Icy Mike? Jimmy, I heard Icy Mike was in the building the other day. I heard, was Icy Mike, what was Icy Mike doing in the building, Jimmy? Let me put Icy Mike.
Icy Mike was in the building. And that is, of course, Icy Mike, also known as the concierge. And the concierge, and this is your new service.
Yeah.
That helps connect you with doctors.
Yes.
Even in the after hours.
Anytime.
Even if you don't have insurance.
Yes.
If you do have insurance, they connect you with a physician on your side of town that's maybe outside of your insurance group
network,
but still will take you. You know, some insurance plans, some of you school teachers might want to go to my guys and go to Kelsey C Bowl or something. Well, guess what? Icy Mike gonna bypass all of that.
Yeah.
And you don't pay him a
dime. And Jimmy, call him and text him.
Understand that.
713, put this in your phone, 713-979-0334. Put that number in your phone right now, everybody. We never know. We'll never know.
Huh? And I've used him already. You know,
Jimmy,
guys,
think about it, Jimmy. We got your doctor. We got your lawyer. Now we're going to get him an Indian chief, and we're gonna run the gamut. You know, they talk about doctor, lawyers, Indian chief. We going to run the gamut. After a while. Hey, so now what was you about to say?
Here's what I want one of y'all to do. Take the number and just call him. You know what? It's okay. First one on me. Yeah. Just call him with just to call his bluff.
Yeah.
Act like something wrong with you. Hell. And just call him. Say, look here, man. You know, I done threw my back out there dancing this past weekend over the holiday. I need to go see the chiropractor or something. You got an old doctor. I saw it on the chop shop. This is Icy Mike, and he gonna answer the phone. He gonna answer the phone.
Yes, sir.
And just check him just to see.
Yeah.
And then when you do it, come back on the chop shop in the boom boom room and post what the conversation was like. If you think I'm joking, I'm telling you, if it wasn't good money, with this service, I wouldn't even be talking about it.
We wouldn't be talking about it.
That's the whole thing.
And Jimmy, guess what else? I want them to do
and advertise nothing that's fraud.
Jimmy, I want them to do the Cox Pradia law firm like that too. Just call them and say, look here, I heard about you on the chop shop. I'm just letting you know that I got you in my number. I got your number in my phone. And tell them, I had the number up there for you. Put that number, I'm going to put it up a little later. Put that number and just let them know. I just want to let y'all know, if I need y'all, can I reach y'all? I mean, hey, that's why we doing this. This is we helping the community. We got some more stuff coming up, Jimmy. Jimmy, we gonna run the whole gamut around here. You ain't gonna all you gotta do is watch the chop shop, and your whole household gonna be served. But what else we got, Jimmy? What else you got?
Yeah, and well, speaking of NBA talk, of course, on the NBA news.
So we through with college? We through with college?
Huh?
We through with college?
No, we ain't through with college. We got some.
But we'll come back. Okay. Come on, let's talk about
college first.
Okay.
The Louisville, the NCAA has issued a response. All right, to their argument. Remember the NCAA? Remember Louisville, Rick Pitino, and the Adidas. And the parent who testified that they were offered $100,000, you know, and well, NCAA has issued a response now, and that is a 54-page reply, basically saying that here's the thing that's tricky. Adidas is claiming that Louisville should have known that Adidas was a, get this, booster. And I'll come back to that in a second. And also now the case now, and of course, because you know, Louisville is charged with 1 level 1 and 3 level 3 violations. Level 1 is the most serious. That can get you hit upside the head with a no show clause, and that can strip the wins. That can put you on serious. That can be the death pill, a poison pill, so to speak, if they wish for it to be so. Now, the case now has to go to this new committee. Remember when Condoleezza Rice formed the committee about 4 years ago or so?
Yeah.
Well, that committee, one of the things that was spurned out of that out of Condoleezza's committee was an NCAA committee on infractions, or the independent accountability resolution process. Well, they're going to hear cases with LSU. They're going to hear cases with Louisville, Arizona, amongst others. We'll go do this new committee. This new committee, the thing about them, once they render their verdict, there is no appeal process for that new committee. So now this case from Louisville is not expected to be heard on until sometimes in 2021 is a month away. I'm thinking around Final Four time. Normally they like to bust you upside the head right around that time with this stuff. I would assume after the Final Four. That way it doesn't disrupt their brackets. Because if Louisville is in the NCAA tournament, then why would you break the news down? You're the one in the NCAA. You're the one that governs this tournament. So why would you? It would possibly be after April the 15th.
You know what's something bothering me? Louisville and all of this scandal, all this stuff was around the same. Well, maybe a little bit. But why is Oklahoma State? It was so quick to hand down their judgment, and these guys are getting like the turtle judgment, and Oklahoma State was getting the hare judgment, the tortoise and the hare. They got quick judgment, and these guys, why are they slow rolling the Arizonas and the LSUs? I mean,
I don't. If I'm not mistaken, Oklahoma State's case is not going through this new committee.
But why not?
The NCAA, I think it's kind of like the Supreme Court of kangaroo courts. I think this new committee is only going to select and only take the ones that are like, now, even though Oklahoma State has a postseason ban in place right now. They can't play in the NCAA tournament this year. And even though Cade Cunningham is a one and done, obviously, for this program.
Yeah.
And so that's what a lot of people like, why the more so, remember Stephen F. Austin. We just mentioned them earlier. SFA had violations. And the NCAA made an unprecedented move, allowed them to start their postseason, 1 year postseason ban, not retroactively, but to skip it to the following season. Never heard of that in my life. So yes, SFA, if they win the Southland Conference this year, they can go into the March Madness. But next year, no matter what they do, they have to sit down. Well, here's the deal, Hatter. Understand this. What do you think happens? Let's say if SFA, who's undefeated right now, wins the Southland, right? And go into the March Madness, goes 2 rounds deep. Remember, the head coach name was buzzing for jobs last year. Then the COVID came, right? And shut everything down. What if he goes and wins and gets another job? Gets another job. So do you know what that means? Whoever takes on the job at SFA
takes on that problem.
Go to the
right.
That's for the following year. So why didn't they let Oklahoma State? Why didn't they give them the same type of punishment and let them serve 1 year sentence a year out, or give them the option?
I promise you, I'm gonna ask somebody in a high place. I'm gonna ask me a AD or a president of a university. I just want to know what the hell be going on. I mean, that's crazy, but that's unique. Yes, like young Jacoby said, just like when Pete Carroll left USC and all that trouble, he went off. I mean, and the other coach had to share the brunt of. Man, it's just NCAA is just crazy. Even in the COVID, they still crazy. But what else you got?
Now back to the NCAA and Louisville.
Okay.
I reiterate and say this again. The NCAA is arguing that Louisville should have known that Adidas was a booster for their program. Now, Adidas has a deal with Louisville. It's like right around between $150 to $200 million deal with the program. Mind you, if the NCAA is saying that Louisville is a booster, that Adidas is a booster for Louisville, then what does that mean for Nike to Oregon? What does that mean for Under Armour to UCLA?
But Nike didn't get caught.
Or Auburn. I'm just saying, if you're putting it on paper that Adidas, and you're saying these schools should have known that Adidas is a booster, then that's indirectly saying that every other school out there that has a sneaker deal, apparel deal with a sneaker company should know as well, right? That's why I say watch this case. This thing now, their argument is opening up a whole new can of worms, because now you're opening it up. Because guess what? Auburn is a case that committee has to hear, Hannah. And who's Auburn's sneaker deal with?
Under Armour.
Okay, Arizona is one of those schools that's coming up on that case. Coming up as well. Who does they deal with?
Nike.
You see how they worded that. That way, it opens the door and makes it appear like it's fair value. We're not just targeting you, Adidas. So now this same argument will have to be implied on those other schools. And if it's applied hard, then isn't the NCAA sewing one of their own pockets shut? Isn't that what you would call sewing your own pockets shut?
You talking about stopping the big companies from funding but you know what? Technically, they're right. Anytime you fund a team like that, think about it. They deemed Penny a booster. And he made a point that he didn't give not one dime to the basketball program, but he gave it to the alumni center. But they named him a booster. Thus, James Wiseman's, the gifts he gave James Wiseman cost him the kid a suspension. So, hey man, this is crazy. So you saying they're gonna have to revise how the sneaker companies the contracts and what the contracts they have with schools now. That is that probably.
No, I'm just saying something possibly is going to happen out of this, because Adidas is going to play Nino Brown in this thing. They're going to say we're not going down by ourselves. If you're saying it's about us and that we're the booster, then what are you saying indirectly about those other sneaker companies with those other programs that are also involved and were involved indirectly or directly in the same federal cases? That's the thing. That's where it comes now. And then guess what? It could get messy. It could, because the dynamics are changing on the forefront of the NCAA. The dynamics are changing the way recruiting is taking place right now. The dynamics are changing the way schools and official visits and campus visits and home visits and evaluations, live periods, everything is changing right now. And some things are going to go and improve. Some things are going to get modified, and very few will remain the same. But guess what? One thing about it, the people are expecting for the NCAA, they have to crack the whip. They have to. Otherwise, they risk becoming even more of a laughing stock when it comes to governing amateurism with these young student athletes who are basically have numerous times been compared in some form or fashion to a variation of slavery. When you think about the economics involved, when you think about the economics involved,
the work there,
a variation of slavery.
Yeah.
You know, because some people's like, oh man, they treat me good. We see the Indiana football coach in the program. Indiana's ranked number 7 in football in the poll, and they love him to death. Yeah, that don't mean but at the same time, that's coming from pure heart. They may love that coach, but economically, you start thinking up here, start realizing how much that coach getting paid, how much he's getting paid, and how much you ain't.
And you know what? And what's the unique dynamic of this thing, y'all? Them coaches getting a whole lot of money, right, Jimmy? Now, right? But Jimmy, just over about 20 years ago, the coaches wasn't getting a lot of money. 20 to 25, they wasn't getting an exorbitant amount of money. I talked to some coaches, Robert, the money wasn't there. But so when the money changed, the coaches got paid more, but the kids kept getting the same room and board that they got 20 years ago. Jimmy, maybe the room and board went up because I think these universities are charging too damn much anyway for this education they're giving anybody. That's just me personally. They just charging. Jimmy, when the last time you seen a bill of? Tell somebody to show you their bill from college. The ones who have to pay. They show you the bill.
Call them fee receipts.
Oh my God! Everything, yo, they got. Hold up, they got for this. Jimmy, my favorite thing, Robert. My favorite place on Cornell was the bursar's office. I said, y'all bursting me upside my damn head. That every time I come in here, that's what I call them, the bursar's office. But it's just this. I don't understand it, man. But how I'm just want to know how Nike and how these big time sponsors are big time endorsers or sponsors are going to get around this thing. I want to figure it out. Just want to figure it
out. and that we indeed will do it. Are we at the break now? Are we good?
Yeah. We can take a break. We can take a break. We take a break.
We got NBA talk and then high school talk. You guys have been waiting on the high school conversation. Boy, so many of you guys out there from DFW, Corey Henderson, Paul Miranda, I forgot who else was, Darryl Richardson, and boy, y'all got so doggone lucky. Y'all know. You mess with me on some parlays, boy, you're going to get, I might lose head up, but on them parlays, I know which ones to get you with. You got lucky this past weekend because I'm supposed to be clinking bottles all over the, hell, I'm supposed to have your Moet, all that right there. I'm supposed to have you.
That's all right. Guess what, Jimmy? Soon as I saw you lost, soon as I saw you broke even, I just went and bought me some myself, some more. I just went and got some more because I had to use that other. I had to use that. But Chop Shop, we'll be back.
Got lucky, but guess what? I know how to get them. I know where I get them back. And I'll tell you guys about that, how I get them back in just a minute on the Chop Shop. You guys hang right there. Share the show while we go to this break with your timelines, with your groups. Share the show. We got some other people need to watch this conversation when you come back.
Okay. All right, Chop Shop. Hey, y'all, that's a welcome back to the Chop Shop, the #1 urban sports talk show in the country. Yours truly, Robert Hatter and Jim Hicks. Jim, I always get choked up when I see that, Jimmy. I happen to know Stuart Scott, Jimmy. You remember I told y'all when we first went to try out with the not necessarily a tryout, a workout with the Orlando Magic. He greeted Penny and I at the airport, and he had the camera on his back and the mic. So that's where he started out on a small market, y'all. He wasn't always on ESPN. Orlando was considered a small market, and he interviewed Penny, and then our car hadn't got there yet, and he drove us down to the Orlando Magic stadium. I'll never forget him. Humble. Then I got a chance again when John Henson played at North Carolina. You know, when they had the Midnight Madness, he was one of the speakers because he went to University of North Carolina. So special man. They got the V Foundation, but they got a special fund. You can fund and send your money in care of Stuart Scott Foundation. So great man. I had to play that. But Jimmy, I got a question. Somebody asked me this, and I had no answer. Got something to do with high school basketball. Ricky Winslow was at the event this weekend, and somebody asked me a question. Why isn't Ricky Winslow's number, or is it retired at Yates High School? And who's responsible? Because I think you and I went over there. Didn't Joe Youngs get retired?
Joe Young's number got retired about 2 years ago.
Okay. So how does that process go? And what do you know? If it's something you can't talk about, I understand. But I just McDonald All-American. Why? And whose responsibility is it?
If you guys know, I think it was about a couple of years ago, I did a story in the magazine, and I'm trying to see if it was last year or not. I'm looking in the content table of contents. I think it was the year before then, a couple of years back, when I did an article on that topic. And this is I'm reading in the magazine from back last year. And here's what I found out in my investigation on HISD. That's what we concentrate on, and the retired jerseys. And this is also, and I'm glad so that I hope like Marcus Carroll, that you're watching, so that you guys can know. And I'm giving you the facts from the investigation, what I found out, the process. First and foremost, the high school coach of that player has the authority to nominate any jersey from whom he wishes, right? To get retired, to get hung up, or is retired. Once again, the high school coach, the current high school coach, has the power to do so.
Okay.
The alumni has the power to encourage the high school coach or the current sitting principal to do so. But collection between those three. But first and foremost, the high school coach, the principal. The alumni base can recommend and nominate, but the employee of the actual school can do so and decide to goes up. Here's what happens in a lot of the cases. And I was like, let's go right to Ricky Winslow, who came out of Yates High School in 1983. He was a McDonald's All-American. I think only the third McDonald's All-American from the state of Texas. I think you had Rudy Wood, you had Troy Kite, then you had Ricky Winslow. Were the first three. Well, Ricky Winslow, his coach was Tommy Malone back in those days. And so what happened is, I asked Greg Wise about this topic when I was doing the investigation. And because at the time, Greg had decided that he was going to retire Joseph Young's jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say, well, why not Ricky? He say, well, Joe Young played for me. I'm not disregarding, but first and foremost, I'm going to acknowledge the guy that played for me that I know what he did. I don't know. Now, the question was, why didn't Tommy Malone retire Ricky Winslow's jersey back then? That don't make it right or wrong, or correct or anything or any defense from Greg Wise. But that's the question that comes up. Why Tommy Malone was a coach? Then you had a coach after him. Then you had Fred Smith. Why didn't any of those coaches retire Ricky's jersey? So now you looked up, none of the jerseys is retired. So it's not just Joseph Young, Michael Young jersey, because those two came up under Greg Wise guidance. Now, and the way that some of the alumni, it had created a rift with the Yates High School community, because with the old and the new. Greg Wise went to Madison. So remember now, when he first got there, they really didn't want him to be the coach in the first place from a nice chunk of people. Because that's how some people think.
Mm-hmm.
That's the arch rival of Jack Yates is Madison. So Greg Wise come out before he went to HBU and played. But back to this thing. So I went over to, Booker T. Washington. I went over to Cashmere, and I asked Cashmere, I said, hey, why come Carl Godine's jersey is not retired? Best player ever. I went over to Wheatley. I don't think they have maybe one jersey retired, if any. So it's not a Yates thing. HISD dropped a lot of those schools, and those coaches dropped the ball totally. That's where you start with the blame.
Is it that the coaches didn't know? I mean, it's got to be something. It's got to be something. These guys are that good. I'm from Memphis, Mitchell High School. Andre Turner's jersey is retired. At Treadwell High School, Penny Hardaway's jersey retired. Elliot Perry's jersey retired. Hank McDowell's jersey is retired. And you saying it's the onus of the coach in that era. Is that Coach Tommy, is he still around?
No, he's passed away.
He passed away. Okay. So, I'm just trying to.
Hold on. I'll take that back. Fred Smith has passed away.
Okay.
You guys correct me on Tommy Malone or not. I know he was sick a few years ago. I'm not sure if he's passed away or not. You guys let me know on that point. But I know he was sick. Yeah. I'm talking about Tommy Malone a few years back. And because Rob Veazey is related to him, and close friends used to go and take care and look out and give me updates periodically. And that was about a few years ago. So you guys let me know, remind me if indeed, I know Fred Smith. Fred Smith was the coach that many of you guys may remember, who had the Wall Trip High School team that was stripped one year of all their victories with Antonio Falou.
Yeah, Fred, I know Fred real good.
That's Freddie the Bull Smith. Freddie the Bull Smith ended up going over to Yates, and that was his last coaching gig, was at Yates before Greg Wise took over, I think, for him. I think it may have been one coach in the middle between them, but that was the thing. The deal.
But Jimmy, so the coaches at Milby, so the coaches at Milby, Alton Ford, Rob Williams, so the coaches at Milby were proactive.
Yes.
So it's not an HISD thing. Then it has.
It's the coaches. The coaches, the active coach in that's active first of all, but the coach that was active at that time had the opportunity to do well.
I got a question.
They actually retired Rob. I was at Rob Williams' jersey retirement ceremony at Milby a few years back before he passed, and I was there, and I think Rob might have been the first jersey that Milby retired. And this was, so think about it. Rob came out of high school in 1978, 79-ish. And they didn't retire his jersey to around what, 2008, 9, something like that.
Okay.
So understand that, but that's don't make it right. Don't make it necessarily wrong.
No, but I'm
this
just
is a hell of a topic. I'm glad that Marcus Carroll brought it up now because now it can encourage more people to engage in the conversation and to get it done. It's not a hard process. It really ain't at all. And last time, and I've had this conversation with Greg.
But
Wise
Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. Ricky Winslow is your kin folks.
Yeah.
Evidently, Ricky don't care about it then.
No, Ricky is just so like laid back.
Yeah.
That
one of the nicest guys in the world.
Inside of him, he would want to see it happen. It's going to happen at Yates because I even spoke with Greg Wise. Now Greg says up to there's certain people in the alumni base, and it's domestic rifts in every family.
Yeah.
Kind of ruled Greg the wrong way, making it seem like that was he was supposed to do.
Okay.
And Greg was like, wait a minute,
I got you.
Y'all had before me.
What school did Dwight Jones go to, Jimmy?
He went to Wheatley.
So his jersey retired. I know.
I'd say Wheatley only has like one jersey retired.
Okay.
I told you, and that may be the only one.
Okay.
And guess what? Guess when that happened?
Right.
After he died.
Okay.
It ain't supposed to be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that. That's what I'm saying.
I just knew what I could. I wish I knew what I could do.
Here's what Greg Wise, when I had this conversation with him about a couple of years back, this topic, I did an article, if you missed it, in the magazine about the lack of jerseys that are retired in Houston Independent School District institutions. Why I targeted them? Because they are the district. That's the core district. First of all, it's one of the 3 largest districts in the United States of America. It's the district that back in the days, when a lot of the history of Houston basketball cannot be told without mentioning HISD or one of their member schools. So you go with them because those schools stem all the way back to you talking about your grassroots of scholastic basketball is HISD in Houston, that is. So Madison just retired Greg Kite's number. I think they had a ceremony with Greg Kite. I said Troy Kite earlier. Thanks, Freight. Greg Kite, Tommy Mason Griffin, and their coach. I think one of the legendary coach from back in the days. I can't think of the name that went from Madison and one of the coaches back then. They retired 3 jerseys, or had a ceremony where they honored the three of them. This was just about 5 years ago, guys. And because the article had sparked, that's what I'm saying. That article I wrote in the magazine sparked that to happen. And then, and I mentioned back to Greg Wise, he mentioned that he's open to retiring, but if you do Ricky, you got to do Michael Young. You do Michael Young, you got to do Carvin Holcomb. So it got to be a time when you can just enshrine and put the process in order. That's not
Jimmy. To me, to a guy who I wasn't born here. Those are the 3 guys that made me think about Yates High School basketball. Them 3 names you just mentioned: Ricky Winslow, Michael Young, Carvin Holcomb. That's what made me even think about Yates basketball. Just to a guy who was from out of town now. I mean, y'all had the advantage of being here. So, to me, Yates basketball can't be told without Ricky Winslow, Carvin Holcomb, and Michael Young. It cannot be told. So, of course, their names should be an alumni like Rod Wells. Don't rub the coach wrong. Hey, you get more bees with honey than you do with buttermilk. Y'all, it's a right way to do it. Let's be a little nicer and let's figure this thing out, because those 3 guys deserve to be there, because I wouldn't know Me coming from out of town, I wouldn't know nothing about Yates High School if it wasn't for those three guys. That's all. That's all. That's just me. I mean, let's just get it done. Jimmy, I got boy. Hold up, Jimmy. I got a couple grassroots stuff too. Keep going, boy. Since we at high school, but keep going. So guys, remind me when we get to grassroots.
Once again, if you are a member of, if you're a graduate of a school, primarily we're talking about HISD right now, and there's a player who you feel deemed worthy of having his jersey retired. Understand? First of all, that's rare air. That's jersey retired. Now the guy just jersey retired. Then guess what? You can go to the coach that's active, because that's a form of respect, and ask him first, Coach, what needs to be done, or do you have a certain particular process in order to nominate a player to have his jersey retired? You just can't go walk up there in person and think it's going to happen like that. You have to put it in writing.
You got to have a plan. Yeah.
And every school out there has an alumni base. But Jim, you have to go talk to the coach first. You're not going to circumvent that coach and get it done.
Jimmy,
I'm telling you.
And don't get Jimmy. Inundate him with emails. Inundate him with nice emails. Just email.
Well, no, you can go and talk to him in person.
Yeah.
You know, COVID, pandemic. Yeah,
but not right now.
A lot of schools you're not going to be able to get on their campus.
Yeah.
But you can reach out to him, like you said, and in this case, send the email.
Yeah.
And ask him to give you a call. Those are high school coaches. What else? I mean, they'll call back.
Oh, yeah, especially Greg will.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So and then you do so. You have the name. You have that's the accomplishments of that individual. Already have them listed, included. Then you get with one of the alumni persons and ask them what's their protocol on doing so. You have to realize every alumni person ain't a fan of everybody.
I got you.
And that's the thing. And
that's a good point.
And it could get done. Like I said, and that's the thing. If you do it with Yates, if you're gonna do you just do one because it's so far behind? Do you do 2 at a time, 3 at a time? Then after the end, how many do you start doing? Every 5 years, every 10 years, every 4 years? You got to put some type of protocol in place so that you can move forward, just to open the floodgates, pause the waters from flowing, to insert one up in the rafters. Because once you do one, then there's going to be people that feel like you should have 50 up there.
Even Jay Miles, he even said he came from Westchester, out there where what's his name? Trevor Rees and them. And Houston is different on how they retire their jerseys. I'm telling you, Memphis. I mean, me just knowing those guys. If they recognize their legends and their heroes, because Jimmy, that's part of their history. No matter, that's a part of history. And you just said it, and I repeated it. You cannot write the history of Yates basketball without those three names.
Yeah,
no matter what.
And I'm thinking, of course, not thinking Mo City Finest. When I wrote the article, that Daniel Gibson, they retired his jersey fast, but that was his head coach. Jesse Shelton was at Jones High School.
Okay.
Jesse Shelton got it with his principal, and they hurry up and pushed it on through. And that's the thing. That's what. And then some people say, "Man, I don't want to get in the middle of that because, that's why." In other words, people really think that way. Wait a minute, you want me to? Because if I put John Doe up there, then Jane Doe gonna get mad. Because now, why am I coming here and think about principles? So many high schools have such a quick overturn on their principles,
and the principles don't have no history.
Exactly,
they don't have no history and no legacy.
They don't want to touch it.
School.
There's certain things they're not going to want to touch.
Yeah,
but they'll approve it if the coach that's sitting in that active coach says, "Yeah, this is what I want to do."
I didn't mean to open up no can of worms, but somebody asked me about that last night, and then and when Marcus came on, we had to talk about it. That's good. I mean, we'll get there now that we know we need to do something. Something is going on. Let me see. No, you good. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's all. I was just share. What's the next? What else you got?
Yeah, and so next up we have, of course, this past weekend we had some high school basketball that was going on. I mentioned to you guys earlier how to let them off the hook. Legacy took Duncanville to 3 overtimes. Had a furious rally in the fourth quarter to come back,
Jimmy,
tie the game up.
Jimmy, he had a chance to win the game. He shot it over the basket. I got the play-by-play. Young fella could have won the game. He'd have been a hero. The kid from Madison. He could have the last second
Brian
shot
Miles.
he got it. Yeah, that was a great out of bounds play. How in the hell did he get that wide open?
And shot an air ball layup.
Yeah. Man.
You know, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. It's a great game. And you know, Legacy know that they had several opportunities to win the game. Duncanville found themselves when they went from cruising in total control of that game to letting off the gas and allowed Legacy to claw back in overtime. 3 overtimes, guys. That's another whole quarter and a half. That's, once again, 3 overtime. That's 12 in overtime.
Welcome back. Can y'all see me? I'm waiting on Jimmy to come in. I'm sorry. We back on. Waiting on Jimmy to come in. Something happened. Let me get him in there. Let me try to get him back in here. And I might have to go out and come back in for some reason. I don't know. Let's see. Wouldn't allow me. I'm going to go out and come back in, y'all. We're going to go out and come back in one more time. Y'all just hold everything. We're going to go out. I'm going to see can he get in because it won't allow him. They won't allow Jimmy in right now for some reason. And I wanted to hear what he had to say. But if I go out of this, it won't allow me. Wow. Hold on. Everybody go out. We're going to come back in. Let me try to figure this thing out. Chop, chop.